Welcome back to another Plan 6 Parts videos. Today's videos, the TR3, well the 3A. So here we have a TR3. We acquired it here at Plan 6 Parts not too long ago. You might have seen it in other videos where we were going to get it ready for sale. Well, somebody's already bought it from us before we even went near it. So now we're going to get through it and get ready for the road. Overall the car is not bad. Like, it shows that it could do with some blistering on the paint, but again, nothing that needs to be done now. The interior looks okay, just needs to go clean. Most of the electrics works, but not all of them. It does come in an overdrive, but not from factory. That's not working at all because one, well, there's no switch, and I found the wires just sitting in the middle. So like, we have to find out if the overdrive works in the first place or just the switch went for a walk. Other than that, the only issue I found, other than then checking over, we're going to check over the brakes and all that, the grommets, and make sure all the bushings are okay. The only other issue I found is that in order to start it, you had to spray a bit of fuel in the carb and then it's your run. So my feeling is that let's say the choke, it could be the choke that's not working, or it's not the fuel pump or something. There's an air somewhere or a pinhole and it's not pulling fuel up. But when the engine is running, it's creating enough of that vacuum or the ventricular force, Venturi effect to pull the fuel from the tank. So again, we're going to look into that and go over all the bits and pieces. The funny thing is though, this is the first TR3 I've had where the original indicators work on the steering wheel where you go left and right. Usually somebody has a switch in here because they never work, so it's unique, it's different, but yeah. So obviously we're going to try to keep it as original as possible. And yeah, it needs some seats, but we're going to do a little swish swash and try it on the road as soon as we can. So we have a quick look at it before we get stuck into it. Oh, absolutely. Alright, camera time. And here's the car. So as usual, they're all red. Like, you don't see many other colors. There's security's here beside me again. Always keeping an eye on me. So somebody had changed the original metal board to a dash, which I've nothing against it. It's different. There's no glove box in it. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not fond of it. I think if you went with a different color, maybe if you went with a darker one. But again, that's just my opinion. Everyone has entitled to their own. But everything else seems pretty straightforward, the car. We're going to pull the seats out. As you can see, there's where the rip is. Gone. But actually, these are the wrong seats. These are actually TR2 seats, not TR3. Because the 3 should be black with the white piping. Now, I have a set of 4 seats out there, nearly 4, red the same. So I might be able to do a quick change with that. Other than that, we're going to pull all this out and clean it. The tonneau cover has a little mark in it. The tires look okay. I had it when I first had a look at it. The bottom end of the frame seems pretty okay. We'll clean it up and see to make sure there's nothing hidden in there. The stainless steel exhaust is on it. Engine wise, these has fallen out, so we have new clips for that. We have some box of goodies here. Not too much, but some box of goodies. Just pizza pops box. Where'd that come from? Remember pizza pops here. So we have some goodies. Oh, let me lift this. Hang on a second. So the engine is pretty much original. It looks like all the original paint and everything. He's obviously sprayed the car or something at some point because it's red all over it. We're going to change the valve, but we're going to take it off and check the rocker gap and all that. We're going to put one on that's already clean. Otherwise, a bit of wire will get that off. But I noticed exhaust coming from down in here, down behind here. So we're going to take this off. We're going to take the exhaust off. I'm going to have a good look at it and check to make sure there's no difference in it. I can't guarantee the generator is working. Again, we'll test that as it goes along. Other than that, the car actually drives fine. It idles pretty good. It looks like, honest to God, it looks like, I thought it was a TR2 because TR2s have wood. And honest to God, it looks like wood. It's just whatever brush stuff you put in there, it just looks, it's not nice at all. And it's terrible. So like, we'll see about cleaning that up. But the only thing I've done to the car so far, I've gone around with it with lacquer thinners. And I've removed all the bits of, well, stuff you pick up from the roadway. So I got rid of all the black and all that stuff off it. We are going to obviously change the distributor, the coil and all that. And I have some bushings like, sorry, that's me again. Hello. So that's what happens when I try to zoom. I hit the wrong button. So things like this bushing here or the grommet, we're going to unscrew that and take it off. And we're going to replace that because that's obviously pretty perished and it looks terrible. I have to look at the piping because obviously there's some piping that's not connected, so does it need to be? If not connected, we're going to blank it off if there's no use for it. And again, just check all the brakes and make sure everything works. The majority of stuff, like I said, it does work. Wire wheels we cleaned and the tires are pretty decent. It was obviously on the road. And like I said, the original indicators work. So, because I actually tried them and they do work, which is great. That's a huge thing to me. The overdrive switch would have been somewhere along here, and the original one is not there. And if you look down, you can see 2 wires. Hopefully I don't turn the camera around on myself again. And I'm pretty sure that's the overdrive, because it looks like a yellow with a purple tracer, which I believe is the overdrive. So I'll find out when I get there. I'm not 100%. I have to go get I have a workshop manual on this. We do have like the glass for here. We have the doors. We have a top for it as well. So we'll see about putting the soft top on. Came with a spare wheel. The boot is pretty okay. Again, the same thing. It looks like wood there, but it's just whatever was brushed. It looked like, honestly, God, it looked like he brushed it was wet and then it got covered in dust and it turned to a wood looking finish. So we're going to clean that up. We might not do it now. We just want to get it roadworthy at the moment. So I'm going to put this down. We just want to get it roadworthy at the moment. So I'm more concerned about all the lights and all the underneath. That used to be the glove box, not anymore, because obviously there's mold on it. So that's going in the bin. Here, look, there's a little brush in there. Maybe that's how we painted the thing. A telltale sign here. Oh, that's gone. Now I might look at getting a new one and putting it in, but again, it's the owner's not too worried about it. What's that? What's that? Who put that orange there? What's this? The more I kick the ball away, the more it comes back. So obviously it comes with the original crank as well for the engine, which is pretty cool. So a lot of original features on this. I did go look up to try get the paperwork for it from the Heritage Museum, but unfortunately it can't be traced for whatever reason. But it looks like he's put fuel line on this already, so like obviously still issues with the fuel. But we're going to take all the carpet out and do it nice. And he's obviously replaced these plates because it has some more, and these are the ones that were broke on it. So we've got new ones and we're going to try fix it. And looks like you have pieces for the soft top there. So obviously first telltale sign where there's no fuel gauge working is I missed no wire. Now I'm gonna say the fact that that's green with a black tracer, that is the ground, or it might not be. It goes into the loom. I thought it would just grounded out to the body. But yeah, now we define where the ground strap is, or the main power output. But again, I'm gonna test that. If I look at this looks exactly like the Spitfire has the same actually. The Spitfire is where you twist and it comes out. So I might have one of these sender units here already. So if you're ever doing these, obviously you took it from the Spitfire, or the Spitfire took it from the TR3. The tank, to be honest, looks the same as well. I'm guessing the Spitfire took the TR3. Again, that was British Leyland. I mean, just make a car over what was left over. I was saying about the paint that I said little small pieces, like a little chip here where it was a bang. We took the grommet off here because I was making the boot lid sit up because I think the wrong one was on it. I just need a very thin one, just enough to drop it down. We're going to clean all this up. I'm going to keep all halogen bulbs, so I'll take all these off and we'll clean them. I'll keep them all halogen. Everything's going to keep as original as I can for it. Like I said, we're going to pull all as much of the interior out as we can. And if we have the mirrors here, the glass, the frames to fit it, to have the glass here, I'll install that. But we were looking at replacing this. This is pretty perishing. This is like a brick. So I'm going to take the frame off and we're going to replace this rubber and put a nice new seal back down. So yeah. Then it's this vent. This vent is supposed to pull and open. But again, I'm not too worried about it. But hopefully I want to get it. I want to be back to everything works. I want to be back to original. Yeah. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started by, well, the tear down. So we're going to start taking bits and pieces off it and make a pile. That was a spare wheel. Yeah, so if I don't get, here it comes. If I don't get interrogated by the ball catcher here, the ball fetcher, look, here it comes, look. Just never gives up. Then we will get some work done. So, alright, I think it's time for some high speed. What do you think, Susie? High speed? Ball? Yeah, that got your attention. Alright, roll on the high speed. Alright, so seat tracks are out. Weren't the great, so I'm going to end up replacing the seat tracks. The seats themselves, like I said, I have a set of TR4 ones, I believe, are the exact same seats. The 3A and the 484s were in the same seat. There's just different cover patterns, so I have a set that can go in. Other than that, the carpet looks still in one piece. The floor pan is aluminium by the looks of it. He might replace that. I'm not sure if these are meant to have a wood floor, but overall, now I take it out, it's still clean, it's in one good condition. Let's have a look underneath. Underneath, it is dirty. It's clean in the way of that I don't see any infractions, to say the word. It just needs a good cleaning, and there's a lot of sticky crap on that. So other than that, as you can see, there is a drip on the ground. So I'm looking at the oil pan right here. That looks like fiberglass. So I'm going to look and see if that's the oil pan that's leaking, or if it's just a collection of crap. So what I'll probably end up doing is, when I change the oil, I'm going to drop the pan and I'm going to have a look, and I'm going to clean up all in here, the slave cylinder and everything. I'm going to probably mostly change that. That is full of crap, so I'm going to have to clean all that and make it nice and clean for when it goes to go for its safety. Other than that, he's done some work. He's obviously patched well the far end of the frame with some metal, which is fine as long as it's metal. You see all the bearings and everything, all the ball joints and all look pretty rough. Not to say that they're not gone, but I have to clean them all up to see where I am with it. Oh, let me up. I have my shop manual already. This is great. Like, this is the TR2 to a TR3, but like, this thing, honestly, my dirty hands is the first dirty hands to ever touch this. Like, it looks like it's never been opened. It still smells like a new book. And I like this page. Now, where is it? That one there opens up and gives you the full dimensions of it. So this will go to the owner as well. But again, it shows you where all the stuff is meant to be. Like, there is a tag that's meant to be up here. That's not there. The body tag is meant to be here. It doesn't look like it's there. It looks like there's... oh no, there's a bit of a mark here. So I had to scratch down to see. I don't think it's hidden in there. I think it was removed. And it was probably painted and just never put back on. But you never know. He might have put it somewhere else. I've had TR4s that have... the tags is there and I can't see it, and I had to look again, it's right there and I missed it. So there's always a possibility it's either somewhere else, or it could be covered up. But I think most likely he replaced this plate, replaced that, and it just never got put back in. So it might show up. It'd be nice if I had it. It's meant to be a brass tag, I believe, a small little brass tag, but it is what it is. The new owner's not too worried about it. Even the starter solenoid, we're going to change that. So we're going to make this car nice. I don't want to get this shop manual. My hands are dirty and I don't want to get them. I don't want to ruin the manual. The glass is in the car, and I did find the hinges. As you can see, it looks like it's smashed on both sides. So we'll clean these up and we're going to put the glasses back on the sides. Mirrors, I'm not too sure. I think there is mirrors that meant to bolt on here, but I don't know if factory ones are original, like where you might have been. As far as I'm aware, that you go here, but he doesn't want to go into it. So I don't think these ever had mirrors from the factory. Somebody might be able to throw that at me. I'm pretty confident these were never supplied with wing mirrors at all. So I just need to double check that before she goes over for safety. Because obviously no mirrors and they'll fail it. Well, if it didn't come with it, then you don't get it. Yeah, it's a little dark in here because of the way the light is shining. But no, overall seems okay. Let's look at the rear end. Oh, then we get... so even here, it's a bit, it's dirty, a bit of rust, but nothing to write home about. The plug hole for the boot is a little gone. But again, there's nothing major to say. I'm looking at the frame. The body doesn't make a difference for safety if there's holes in the floor pan or whatever. It is, well, unless you have, I think it was a big enough hole in the floor pan, but other than that, it's a stainless steel exhaust, which is fine. The diff, will change the oil on that and everything and clean it all up, and I'll spray it down and make it look as best I can. Yeah, even the wheel bearings there look like they've been There's me again. Hello. See me again. Me trying to zoom in. They look like they're being changed relatively not too long ago, maybe in the last 2 to 3 years, because I still have a colour on it. So, but again, I'm going to take it off and just double check everything. So there's a lot of rust here, but nothing, a bit of spray and a bit of black spray and won't sort out. But yeah, no, it looks good. So, yeah, all right, we'll continue on with the dismantlement. I don't know where to go to next. I don't know whether just to take all this out and vacuum it now, or start stripping the engine. I might actually just do in here, because don't get me wrong, I want to be able to see the wire and what goes where. I need to be able to test a few things, but I'll probably just vacuum in here, do some of the stuff here, and then move on to the engine bay and do all the engine bays one, so at least I'm in one area, not bouncing back and forth, which is a terrible habit of doing. So alright, better start vacuuming. More high speed. Okay, so I was cleaning the carpet and I decided, you know what, I'm going to put some stuff in, because there was a bit of underfelt here, but nothing else the rest of the way. So I'm going to put the insulation on the floor just to make it better. I've gone to this point and like the bolt seats in and then take it back out and do it. I might as well just do it now. So I'm going to put my floor down. I'm going to tape this in, and I'm going to tape it and then put the carpet back in on top of it as I walk my way. So I do one side, and I'll go to the other side. Yeah, I don't know if it's meant to have some carpet on the cross here. I feel like this should be something, but maybe that's just the felt. But yeah, oh well. Alright, that's it, yeah. So I'm going to start putting some, covering the floor down, and I'm going to do the gearbox as well and start putting it back. Just to, again, for insulation there, any little pinholes are in here, just to seal it a bit better. I might as well. It'd be silly not to at this stage. So, alright, let's get cracking with that then. Alright, getting there. So I'm putting some on the tunnel cover now. Yeah, it's a slow process, but I'm putting the seats back in as well at the same time. So I can't do the far side until, actually I could. I can put that down, I can put the carpet on that end. It's like bit by bit what goes first. That didn't work out the way I wanted. I was taught it'd be the other way around, it'd be dead straight here, and yeah, well, do you know what, I can just blade it down and overlap it, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, I was debating whether to leave it as one piece across the tunnel cover. I'm like, if somebody really needs to cover off, all to do is just blade it and take it as one. So that's how I'm going to look at it. So I'm going to continue on and just do it all on here. I'm not going to do up along the top back of the firewall there. I'm just going to leave that as is. I'm just going to put it so far up. Excuse me, just to get that. That's what I was talking about the wires for the overdrive. So based on the colours, I'm pretty sure they're the overdrive wires. So I'll have a look at it. Yeah, that's it. So keep going with it. I'll keep going. It'll look nice when it gets done. So nice clean carpet. And says we're going to bolt into the seats. Now look at them. They were pretty. That one came out with one. Like they're not bad apart from the back cover, but the frame on it is very greasy. Like oil got spilled down there. But I'm hoping that the seats I have actually have the tracks and everything on it, because some of them is a little bit pitted. So I'm going to work on that. Yeah, keep going. So probably won't do any more high speed, but I'm just gonna continue on to get this done, and then I'll come back to you when it's all done, because I've done this. You probably don't want to watch all of it. All right, see you in a second. All right, so the night is drawn to a close. So I got pretty busy here. I done one thing, which led to another, which led to another, and before you realise I was cracking away with everything. So finished the carpet, so that's all in. Going through it and then realise there's no heater unit in it, like zero. So that could be a bit of an issue. Yeah, to figure out what I'm going to do about that one. No heater. I managed to put the wind deflectors on. So they're pretty cool. They're not great, they're not meant to be that big, but they'll do. Picked up the soft top, and yeah, that's okay. The frame goes up, it does bolt up, so like I just have to get the webbing. But it's odd because this doesn't stick to the frame. So it's a little odd how that works. I had to figure it out, because I would have said that the soft top should have somehow stuck to the frame, so when you pull it, it all comes together. But I guess the frame goes so far and stops, and that's it, and then you pull the rest. Yeah, bit odd. Not 100% on these ones. This door does have the latches for the windows, which are actually under there. The other one doesn't, but I do have the latches in the back. What else was I playing around with? Trying to get these latches on, and I got a kit for it where I'm changing the grommets in here and checking everything. Put new headlight bulbs on, but the chrome bezel we got, unfortunately we got the wrong one. We got the narrow one, not the fat one. But yeah, trying to put the latches on, and I'll find out where I put them now, where I put the units, but they doesn't go in. It's odd. Some of it, that's one piece of it, there's two pieces of it. Let's say here, it has one of them here. Now according to this goes down, this sits in, it's supposed to sit in here. Then this piece goes in through there, so it sits like that, and it's supposed to lock it in position, but it doesn't lock into anything, it doesn't go anywhere. It's too big for the small piece, it's too narrow for it to go over this to lock this piece in. There's nothing to stop this from coming back out. So like, the only thing I can see on this is there is what looks like a tab there to lock it in position, but I'll tell you what, this is too big for it, because this slides right over. Unless you, I don't know if you're meant to put it in and tap it, but like it doesn't. It will hold it. Sorry, I'm trying to hold the phone in one hand. I hold it to a little bit, but like it's nowhere near what would be enough to stop it from popping out. So, look, I can pop it out with one hand. So I don't know what to do with that. I had looked at putting this piece in first. So this here, because that actually fits in the big giant groove that's up there if I remove it. So if I do it the other way, I had thought about this. Put it in like this. And then now I have this little piece exposed here. The lock part. If I get a big shear clip or just a washer and a shear clip in there, it'll be enough to hold in position. I'd like to actually see someone's TR3. So if you have a TR3, can you send me a picture of what it looks like under here and what it looks like up on the top? It's not meant to have that washer, but just, you know, it's gone. If you look at the size of the groove, and it looks like something was in there based on the way it's chopped, or that could have been just in moving around. But yeah, I know somebody that has a TR3, but I just want to have a look at it and see what way it's held in. I think this is, where is it gone? It's over here. I think this is what you get. Everybody supplies these now, and I think they're terrible. Not saying this part. Oh, see, now it gets stuck. I'm not saying the washer, but like the top end should be fine, but the washer doesn't seem right. But that sleeve, the only way that would work is I'd have to grind it right down till it's like half the length. And I shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to touch anything. So it's a terrible piece of kit. I'll show you again. So like if it, look at the distance between where that tab is, that lock and tab with the big space there to this. Look. Comes all the way down to this. Look, it actually even covers some of the hole. So like, I'm not sure what or how that is meant to work. Unless it's for the TR3, not the A. Which shouldn't be any different. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not happy with that. This should work, but I was thinking of putting like a shear clip across it to grab onto it. That could be an option. Anyway, yeah, slowly getting there. I changed the grommet here on the windscreen, so I took the windscreen off and done it. It doesn't sit down great, but what I'm pretty sure will happen is when it gets warm, like in the middle here is okay, but I'm pretty sure when it gets warm, that will actually start to sag and start to find its way down and go down because it's very, very thin. But for now, if you look through it, you can see big gaps there. The gap there. So if it doesn't do it, I'll heat it myself and just sort of press it and let it cool down and let it like sink down. But I'm pretty sure it's almost like the windscreen with the car when you put them in the TR6. When it goes in, it never sits right. It needs to heat up and eventually it will find its home. So yeah, I need to change the wheel boxes because I put the grommets on. The wheel boxes are shot. So with the arms, there's a lot of stuff gone in it, which to be honest, there's no harm in changing. Yeah, that's all I have for now. Other than putting grommets on, I was out there for a couple of hours there after I put that on it. Just getting this on was a nightmare because these are all cracked, and then I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy. I thought this part of it would have been on the outside. So again, it's a type of glass. You can't swap it around based on the way the hinge goes because no matter how you do it, this side will always go out, which is the way it's meant to go. So there's no other way of doing it, but I was debating whether to put the screw that side and the nut this side, but yeah. Well, you know what? I've done it for now. Well, it's another day's problem. I might put a bit of rubber strip down there just to cover this. So I have some like rubber. I was using on the back here, like this. Not this one. That's actually for the door. But I was using a different one, and I might just run it in here just to fill in that void, just to make it look a little cleaner. But anyway, that's it. So join me in the next part where we'll continue on getting this TR3 ready for the road, and we'll get a bit more into the engine bay, where we'll start taking all the electronics and all that jazz out, and I'm going to figure out where to get a heater box. If you happen to have a TR3 and you have a heater box, the whole heater condenser unit, the whole jazz that's in there, give me a shout because I need one. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing in there. Sorry, it's dark, but there's nothing. It's empty. Now I know where the switch here has no wires going to it. So we're going to get all the pipe, and I want to put it back to the way it was. So, and the aftermarket one, the 3-speed one, is not exactly cheap either. So, all right, talk to you soon. Appreciate it for watching. And usual, any comments, questions, concerns, give me a shout, and I'll try to help you as best I can. So, see you next part.